All right. Hey, five picks, one chick, and a cat. Welcome back. You're listening to Five Picks and a Chick featuring El Gato. This is the podcast that gives you five NFL picks for people who love football and friendly wagering. Hey, El Gato, some call it betting, but what do we call it?
We call it bonding. What else can it be?
I know, that's right. We're bonding today. Hey, today we are also breaking down our five best picks. We're going to give you some stats or reasons why we like those picks and hope they're winners come Sunday. Today, our special guest is Mr. Parlay. Hey, Mr. Parlay, thanks for being with us.
Thank y'all for having me back. I really do appreciate it. In true bonding moment with the month of October, I felt compelled that I should dress up for Halloween for this podcast. Fred Flintstone, Caveman Day, Caveman Season. Let's get it going.
Captain Caveman.
Thanks for being with us, Mr. Fred Flintstone. Hey, last week, Gato, I went 3-2, and you also went 3-2. That's pretty good. My season total is 11 wins, 9 losses. My percentage is 55%. You're doing better. You're at 12 wins, 8 losses at 60%. So I say that's pretty darn good, huh?
Good percentages in the green, above 500. Uh, the ones that I've gone back to look at we've lost, have been a lot of those fourth quarter games, mid fourth quarter games where a team, just can't convert on a third down, make a field goal, stop the other team. And that's just the way the NFL is. It's tough pickings. And for us to be above that 50% mark, we're doing a good job with the majority of these picks. Sure.
Yeah, there was some interesting games last week too, huh?
There was. My lock of the week did not turn out to be the lock that we all thought. Well, that at least I thought.
Me
At
too.
first, at first, it looked like Green Bay was gonna, take care of business when they got up so quickly there in the first quarter, up until mid second quarter, and then the teams just started trading punches, going up and down the field, and Dallas made some key stops and took advantage of some uh, Green Bay miscues there at the end of the first half, and then it was on the entire second half. It was exhausting watching that game and then into overtime.
Yeah.
So, but you know what, Mika, I was going to mention this earlier. Mika, for not doing so much the whole game, he was the key towards the end of the game in sacking Dak. Otherwise, I think Dak walks in or is met right at the goal line and they win it. Right?
Yeah.
They win the game, but he made that crucial stop to extend the game and ended up in a tie.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. It was classic. They're going to be
Yeah.
showing that highlights for years to come.
Yep, yep. Even after all that bad talking about the
Yeah.
Cowboys, I mean, man, they covered all that bad talking. I did. They
Yes.
covered. Well, hey, my first pick is going to be Denver at Philly. Philly is -3.5. And even though the Eagles' offense is struggling, they are still undefeated and they're beating some top teams. They're one of two undefeated teams right now. The other is the Bills. Denver, I think, had an easy spot last week playing Monday Night Football against the Bengals. Bengals are struggling, they got a lot of issues, and now they're traveling on a short week. So I really do think that the Eagles are going to cover the 3.5. So I'm going with the Eagles. What are your thoughts on this game? Oh, gato.
I'm going to take the Eagles as well at -3.5. Denver did have a couple of easy games here most recently. Eagles have been playing some top competition most recently with the Rams. They played a tough venue with the Chiefs and take care of business there, right?
Hmm.
But the Eagles are uncharacteristically struggling offensively, right? I read an article yesterday, that they're 30th in offensive production, which tells me the defense is carrying that team for now. And sometimes that's what a team needs when they're struggling offensively while they're trying to find their way, right? Even though they have Hurts and Barkley, steady, and they have capable wide receivers, somehow they're still struggling offensively. I think it starts with that O-line that is not producing the way they did last year when they would just manhandle the opposing team's defensive line and would make things a lot easier. But defense wins games, and that's what the Eagles are doing right now. I think Bo Nix is going to have some issues with that Eagles defense, trying to find his way. He kind of panics sometimes. He can get out of some situations with his legs, but the Eagles are just too fast defensively on the front end and on the back end to snuff that out. So -3.5 Eagles, I'll take that one.
Yeah, I like that fake tush push. Did y'all see
Oh,
that? That was good,
creative.
right?
That was creative. It sure was.
Yeah, I mean,
It gives teams now something else to worry about.
yeah, not just the tush push, but what are they going to bring? Is it going to be the tush push or is it going to be a fake? So yeah, that was great. That just brings another element, like you said, to what other teams are going to have to do to prepare for playing the Eagles. Hey, what are your thoughts on this game, Mr. Parlay, Fred Flintstone?
You know, all good points made. Broncos, short week, just like you stated. Broncos actually really, really close to a 4-0 start. I mean, refs make a call in Indy, the LA game, just short by a pass. Jalen Hurts. What's incredible is Philadelphia's 4-0, and Jalen Hurts, when played Tampa, stats don't lie. He didn't complete a single pass in the second half. That's pretty incredible. That tells you how your roster is pretty much with the Eagles.
Yeah.
So that roster carrying them, I just think at -3.5 playing in Philadelphia, I think that's pretty solid cover right there, 3.5.
All right. Hey, my second pick is going to be Texans -1.5 at Baltimore. Baltimore is not playing good football right now. I mean, they just don't look like the Baltimore Ravens. Of course, they have their issues. And they do have a ton of injuries on defense. I read an article that the Baltimore Ravens, believe it or not, have 41 players that are injured. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not playing, but 41 players have injuries. Some are playing with injuries, obviously. I think Lamar Jackson is doubtful with his hamstring injury. Texans offense is struggling, but their defense has come to play every game. They've got a really good defense. So if Stroud can just get an O-line to protect him and give him some time to throw the ball, I mean, I think the Texans would do really well. So hopefully they can get that going. Both teams, it's interesting to say, both teams are 1-3. I mean, we're saying Baltimore Ravens are 1-3 coming into the fifth week, and that's crazy. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
You make some good points. I mean, Baltimore at the start of the year, preseason, projected to make a run to the Super Bowl, certainly a deep run into the playoffs and Super Bowl contender. That team is just full of injuries on both sides of the ball, to your point earlier, Angela. Now, Lamar Jackson injured. Wink, suspect, that's a suspect injury. It seems like. I mean, I watched a lot of those games. I watched the highlight that showed where he may or may not have been injured. I think he's just frustrated with this team. He's got that, when things aren't going right with him and the team, he kind of goes in the shell, and the rest of the team follows him down that hole. Derrick Henry, uncharacteristically fumbling the way he has. It seemed like he's lost some confidence in the way he's running. He's running more carefully now, it seems. Defensively, Baltimore can't do much to pressure the quarterback. Mahomes, had adequate time at will, really, during that game. And they're just not a very good football team. The Texans are about the same, but defensively, the Texans have played well. To your point earlier, Stroud over the last couple of years, he has been the up and coming quarterback to challenge Mahomes, to challenge the Bills quarterback, and all the top rated quarterbacks in the league. And this year, he's just seemed like he's digressed. And where does it start? I've always said at the offensive line position.
Yeah.
Even if you're an elite quarterback in the NFL, if you don't have anyone to protect you against those savages coming after you, I mean, you have no chance.
Yeah.
I think the Texans will do just enough to cover this game, to win, be a field goal, at most a touchdown. Both teams are struggling, but I think the Texans can do just enough to beat a deflated Ravens team.
What are your thoughts on this game, Mr. Parlay?
Well, I'm hoping the Texans are finally going to put this all together. They were one of my Super Bowl picks early on. And without Lamar Jackson, who I think is going to miss this week with that hamstring, I think the Texans will get it on track and get it done. Just the injuries, that Kansas City game with Baltimore, it's like you guys, I think, have kind of capped it. It's a deflated team, and with the injuries, and not just it's across the whole team. So I do see the Texans. I like the Texans -1.5, even at Baltimore. I think Baltimore is going to. They may be hitting rock bottom at this point.
Yep. Hey, do you have a third pick for us, Mr. Parlay?
I sure do. I normally don't do this because they are the team of the Flintstone age. I do like the Dallas Cowboys to cover against the Jets this week. That last week, that game, number one, I'm embarrassed to say I got kind of tired of it. It got late. I fell asleep, woke up and realized we had a tight game. So that was kind of ironic. But the Dak Pickens connection, we're going to find out if it's a one-hit wonder. If it's not, I tell you what, him paired up with CeeDee Lamb on the edges like that, I really like Dallas going forward with this. Not even this, but now that you look at their schedule, I hope for more than an 8-win season, let's just say, and making the playoffs. Dak is really, I know he takes a lot of criticism, but I think he's probably playing the position the best he's ever played since he's been watching the Dallas Cowboys. Anything on the Jets at this point, even that late touchdown last week, it seemed like, I forget who it was too. I have him pictured right in my head when they were coming back, and I thought to myself, you just could tell on the Jets sideline there was just no chemistry. It almost looked like they made a touchdown. The receiver was still just frustrated. So Dallas Cowboys to cover.
All right. Hey, you smoking what Jerry Jones smoking?
That's right.
Gato, what are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Mr. Parlay raised some good points. I'll give him that. Dak has been playing. I mean, he's been playing pretty good considering the lack of weapons he's had these last several games. CeeDee's out. CeeDee's out again, if I'm correct. Is that right?
Yes.
All he has is Pickens and a tight end, a couple of good tight ends, and a running game that kind of did pretty well against the Packers defensive line. But going to the Jets, Jets are in desperation mode. They're really close to turning their losses into a win, almost similar to what the Texans did last week. I mean, they finally got off that offer, right? I think the Jets will do that. Jets have a decent running game. Fields is going to keep those Cowboy defensive ends in check. I think their interior running game with the Jets will produce just enough. I think Justin Fields will hit Garrett Wilson and the other wide receivers downfield. The Cowboys are very porous, on that back end defensively. We all saw it, excuse me, against the Packers. Dallas is giving up over 24 points a game. It should be a high-scoring game, I feel. Both teams are going to score in the 20s. But I'll take the Jets to win this game outright.
Wow.
Take them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Parlay, I was messing with you because I'm going with the Cowboys to cover -2.5. Even though their defense is awful, I think the Cowboys will win this one because I think the Jets are really bad, like really, really bad. I feel bad for Fields. I really do. Very bad. Hey, the Jets just keep finding ways to lose, not to win, but to lose. Last week, they had 100 more yards outgained than the Dolphins, and yet they still lost. So,
Penalties and fumbles. Penalties and fumbles is what's costing them.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Mr. Parlay, and I'm going to smoke the same thing him and Jerry Jones are smoking. Dallas minus 2.5.
All right.
Hey, Elgato, you got a fourth and fifth pick for us?
Yeah, I've got a couple of picks. I've got a really interesting game here. Colts, Raiders at Colts. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody, are they playing at Colts?
Yes.
All right. Well, it's Colts minus 6.5. Colts had a really tough game against the Rams last week. Should have won that game if you guys watched that game at all. Looked at the stat line. I mean, the Colts had some really big plays, callback, one touchdown for sure. That wide receiver kind of celebrated before he was in there.
Oh my God.
Fumbled in the end zone. That same receiver had a crucial holding penalty on a long run by Jonathan Taylor. That was another touchdown. Yet they played competitively at the Rams, and the Rams are a solid team. You know, they played them well. Jones is producing at the quarterback spot. I mean, his play is totally different than how he played at the Giants, and we know how messy the Giants were last year. I think the Colts defensively will hold the Raiders down. Raiders have lost, 2 or 3 in a row. They've got some capable players on the Raiders side, but not enough to keep overcoming the Colts defense. I think the Colts win by 10 on this one and cover the 6.5.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So even though the Colts are 3-1, I'm still not convinced that they're a playoff team just because of who they've played. I'm actually going to go with the Raiders on this one. The Colts will probably win this game, but I'm thinking it's going to be a close game. Geno Smith, listen, no interceptions, please. Raiders cover at the Colts. What are your thoughts on this game, Mr. Parlay?
Oh boy, one. Uh, all good. All the points you guys made are spot on. The Colts are going to get back on track. You're right. Self-inflicted in LA, man. I mean, but you know what? Are the Colts good enough to win by more than a touchdown? Hell yeah. The Raiders suck. They're horrible. I don't care who they bring in Pete Carroll. I don't care who you bring in whatever you want right now. They're just not the team. I don't understand why we can't get tickets to the goddamn Las Vegas game. They're too expensive for what? Anyway, I'm on a rant because I wouldn't mind going to see a game there. But yeah, I'm all over the Colts to cover on this one at
All right.
6.5. Heck, a touchdown.
All right. El Gato, what's your fifth pick?
I've got Lions, excuse me, playing at the Bengals. Now the Lions are on a roll right now. They're trying to seem like they're getting into the stride they were in last year, right? They're taking on the personality of their coach. They had that rough game week 1 game against the Packers where, we didn't even recognize the Lions. At least I didn't from the way they played last year. But they're on track now. They're mauling people on the offensive line. They're getting after it defensively. Bengals, they're going backwards. It seemed like they can't do anything offensively. They don't have a run game. Browning, who I thought a couple of weeks ago would be an adequate replacement, is not turning out to be any kind of replacement. He just can't hit passes. They're being outgained, outrushed on the defensive side, meaning the Bengals. They can't keep anyone. They can't get off the field on third down, so they're losing big time.
Yeah.
I think I've got this one under 50.5. I think the Lions will score upper 20s, maybe into the 30s, but I think the Bengals will stay, 10 points, 14 at most. I think that provides the under and the cover on this one. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you on the under 50.5 on this game. Since Burrow's injury, like you said, El Gato Browning, I mean, the Bengals, they can't score. They cannot score, which is unfortunate. And I think I heard Burrow's out like for 3 months. So, I mean, there goes their season. Yeah, Detroit's defense is decent, so look for this to be a grind out win for the Lions, keeping it a low scoring game. So I'm hoping that the Detroit defense really plays very well. So I'm going with you on the under. What are your thoughts on this game, Mr. Parlay?
I like how y'all change it up from against the spread to the over under. Kind of throws me for a loop, but I love that discussion because then I start having to figure out, okay, we've got a game that's got a plus minus 10. All right. So now 21, 24, 14. I'm at 48. I mean, I'm sorry, my math is off because I got to go chip it off in the rock, with the club and stuff.
Chip,
And
chip, chip.
so, but it's at 38. So now I'm 12 points off of hitting the over. Is it possible? All right. Detroit lit up the Browns defense for 34. Pretty good Browns defense.
Yeah.
Now we're playing the Bengals. So kind of lean towards the over on this one. 7 touchdowns in the whole game between two teams. I kind of like the over on this one.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Hey, El Gato, do you have a lock?
My lock of the week. Hopefully, I win the lock of the week for once. I mean, I started out hot, right? Yeah, in week 1, I won that one. Lost second week. Ugh, that was a nasty one. That was a stinker. And then you know what happened with the Packers and the Cowboys kind of pushed that one. But my lock on this one, I'm going to go back to the Lions and Bengals. I think the Lions win this one. Money line, whatever you have, throw it, go to the window, throw it in there, see what happens. Even if you win only $20 for entertainment purposes only, it's still 20, right? But I find that as the Lions, if they lose this game, I won't eat at Whataburger for a week. Let's just say that. That'll be my punishment. I won't stop at Whata for 1 week.
Oh my goodness, that's a lot. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's sacrifice right
That's
there.
sacrifice right there. Any final thoughts on the games coming up?
Well, it's going to be another exciting NFL Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing this Eagles Denver game because Denver on the defensive side, they're strong, right? Let's see if the Eagles can get that offense rolling. And then I'm interested in this, my first pick, the Colts and Raiders. We'll find out if the Colts are for real and keep that momentum going and get off that tough loss they had at the Rams. So, we'll see. Of course, Cowboys and Jets. That's going to draw a good audience. We'll see if the Jets can pull out a win like I think they will.
All right. Hey, any final thoughts, Mr. Parlay? I mean, Fred Flintstone.
Yeah. So, hey, look, appreciate everything. El Gato, I'm tracking with you on your Lions. I will, if I may offer some money line suggestion to you, the $20 for $20 doesn't work on that. They're probably at an 85% to win. So you're probably having to bet 500 to win 100. So your 20 might get you $4.
I'll take it.
So if you want to win $20, you're going to have to bet probably about $100.
Right.
But here's what I would do with your $20 if it was me. Yep. And I'm thinking about calling a friend of a friend to make sure this happens.
Let's see it. Let's lay it out.
If I had to do money line favorites on a 4-team parlay, I'd probably go Lions, Cardinals, Bills, and Colts. They are all above, right at 75% or higher to win their games. So it won't be a lot in return, but at least you'll get probably your $20 back. So it's worth $20 is $20. Shoot, you go buy a 16-ounce beer at one of the football games, it costs you $18. So heck yeah.
Hey, and I know how El Gato thinks $4 is $4. So $4 a $4 win, right, El Gato? Yeah. I know. Yep, I know it. Hey, thanks to our listeners. Hit the subscribe and like button on our YouTube channel. And thanks to Mr. Parlay for being with us.
Thank you all for having me. I appreciate it.
Good luck this weekend. And if not, there's always next week. So make sure to join us for some new picks. And actually, next week, we're going to have a virtual podcast, but we'll still have our 5 picks in there. And as always, thank you to El Gato for being part of 5 Picks and a Chick. 1, 2, 3, bet. And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Hey,
all right,
stuff.
Guys.